Hello, hello, hello. This is starting to, this is almost half empty now because I see it has evaporated a lot of water out. It's just half the size now and much more thicker and condensed. It's hilarious. This is so nice and soft. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm flowing with the flow of life. Cried all day yesterday until the sun went down. And Paul had to give me a foot massage, emergency foot massage. And I was like, I'm at the end of my rope. It's like, whatever, give me the chocolate cakes. We need to laugh more, not to take everything so seriously. You know. For example, if you have a crush on Alex Jones, just to use this example, because I see a lot of women, I don't know, I haven't seen anyone say that they have a crush on Alex Jones. I'm the only one. But maybe there are some, but I haven't seen anyone say that. But there are women who have crushes on Justin Bieber. A lot of girls. And they are still full of hope, right? They're like, oh, they're bouncing around and they are full of hope and they think these kind of things will happen to them. Every one of them, of the 8 billion girls, will get Justin Bieber one day. So, and then there are the 50 and 60 year olds. And they are not so naive anymore. They go, bullshit, everything. I am never getting Justin Bieber or Alex Jones or Jason or whatever. Jason Burmas or what are their names? Um, Lars Ulrich, whatever the women are after. So Brad Pitt, it's a lot of those. So, but they're becoming more realistic. They're like, I'm not looking so good. I never was, but now it's really over with it. And then they go, oh shit, I'm already with one foot in the casket. I better lay myself all the way into it. That's kind of like, I'm not making fun of those. I am just trying to get you to laugh because it's a serious matter and we should laugh about it. The more serious it is, when it comes to our egos, the more we need to laugh about it. Not the seriousness of world matters. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our egos, our vanity, and our unrealistic wishes and all of this. That are all ego based, by the way. It's all ego. So, reality is the chances are that you're going to get Brad Pitt are very, very slim. Yes, to say the least. And you know it, even though the ego doesn't want to hear about it, but you know that is sort of like totally out of the question. Okay, first of all, Brad Pitt has a choice now. And when they have a choice, they're gonna go for the young ladies, and you know it. And there's nothing wrong with it. That's just human biology. So Alex Jones too, he has a line of women. I know he has, and and some of them are very young and pretty, and so naturally that's who he's gonna take. Obviously, the real sexy ones, the curvaceous ones, blonde and big boobs and butt and all of this. So yeah, and I understand totally, totally, total baby. So, and in that sense, so I'm very realistic because I'm 53. You know, you get very realistic at some point. I mean, if you're lucky, there are some people who are still not realistic. But deep down, I mean, you do know, you've seen enough to know that those wishes are unrealistic. So why don't we make something with that what we have instead? And that is why I want to develop a healing center that is more than a therapy center, that's more than a motivational center, that is more than coaching, that is more than therapy, that is more than any of the things that we have seen so far that have been developed. More than primal therapy, because it will combine all reasonable, working, and provable approaches. It will combine it all, and it will make something amazing. But I don't know how to do it. I'm not that much of an in-person communicator. I do a lot of internet communicating uh, interactions. It's not the same as interacting with people in person, of course. It's a huge difference for me, at least. So I don't know how to get something like this ever started, but it needs to. It's time to set something like this up. I need Jeff Bezos to help me with this. It's very important. So that would be really awesome. Instead of, he should, instead of giving $2 million to give to philanthropic causes. Oh, it hurts. It really hurts. He should have given that money to Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, or PETA, or IDA, or IFAW, to those groups that really help the animals, or Mercy for Animals, or Animal Defenders International. There are several groups that really help the animals. So give the money to those people. Split it up. Split the 2 million up. I mean, how was it? Was it 2 billion or 2 million? I forgot now. But split that up to give to those groups. It's very important. With that kind of wealth that Jeff Bezos has, can you imagine what he can do? He can really do a lot. He can really, really, really do a lot for the animals worldwide. He can get an entire movement started to make the world a better place. Be the first one to help and do whatever I can to make it work. I'll be writing and doing it and helping all day long for this. I would love to. So, but yeah, that's another utopian dream. It's another nice wish. And is it realistic? Not so realistic. So, and in that way, like most people are not on board with animal rescuing, animal rights, real justice in the world. Most people are not on board with that. They cave into fundamentalists and all these humanitarian things, causes and actions. They are pretty much based on fundamentalism, Christianity, or Catholicism, something like this. It's not based on real ethics. It's not based on real deep caring. The groups that do real deep caring, they don't put the human on a pedestal. They look at all beings equally much. Real love, as I said before, is when the self falls away. The I, the me importance falls away. Because the other is more important. The happiness, the well-being of the other being is more important than the me, the self, the ego. I will talk about this until the day I die. I promise to you. And I will keep repeating it. Because repetition is the mother of learning. It's a meditation of awareness. That's what repetition is. Not in a forceful way, but in a repetitive way. We need to uncorrupt ourselves, uncorrupt our brains. Very important. The me, the the I, the I needs, I needs, the need, whatever the person wants. They'll go, oh yeah, I'll do this, but in the back of their head they have this idea, yeah, and then I'll get this out of that. And there is the I again, and the ego tricked us all out. When we really want to make the world a better place, we want to do it for the others, the other beings, so that they don't have to suffer anymore. That's when the me falls away. End suffering in the world. There's so much suffering going on. Don't blind yourselves to it. Okay? That's another selfish thing that people do. They blind themselves. They go, oh, I can't help anyway, and whatever, and I need to help myself first. And with that, they have already washed their hands clean, so that they think they have a clean slate. They don't need to do anything. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. Okay? Each person has a range of legislation. We have also a range of choices of free will in that way. And it should not even have to come to a choice when it comes to love. Because when there's a choice of love versus non-love, there is no choice for me. I take love. It's not a choice. So I see, okay, here I can do love work, and I will. It's not a decision I have to make. So, and I want to bring this across to other people as well. I wish very deeply that I bring this across to other people as well. And it's not about self-sacrifice or donating your entire fund to this or that group. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay? You need to watch after yourselves. First, your own lives, your own families, your own family members, the animals or the children, whoever your protege is. Okay? They always come first. Okay? You have to watch after yourselves. Okay? It's very important. And then if you have an extra amount of money or an extra amount of time or an extra amount of something loving that you have to give, do it. And that's how we move forward. That's how we flow towards a better world. Would be nice to see that. But I see that most people don't even know where to get started with this. Most people, they're anti-informed, anti-educated by religions, by propaganda, by corporate propaganda, because the corporations want to keep people passive and dependent on their products, and passive and willing to vote the way the propaganda manipulates people to vote, and so on. And what's really bad is when the corporate agenda manipulates people to hate certain politicians or groups of people. That's when it's really bad. That is that completely goes in the other direction, away from making the world a better place. When there's hate propagated, and sometimes it is propagated in a very sneaky and backstabbing and very covert way, where the way people don't even notice it, they don't even see it. Like through movies, for example, or through some real sneaky way of wording of the journalists. So, oh my goodness, there is a huge, huge spider. I gotta show you this. There is a huge spider. Do you see it? A huge spider hanging there. My goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. That spider is big. I love spiders. I'm not gonna hurt that spider. That's not a brown recluse, okay? So those that make nets and strings, and those are okay. With the real big bodies and like real big fat juicy bodies. They're not dangerous. They're just making nets so that they can catch a fruit fly or something, and they will eat that. That spider, I've seen the spider before. That spider has grown. That spider is growing every single day in the greenhouse there. That is funny. There's nothing in the greenhouse. There isn't even any pots in it. So I don't know if the spider will find something. Obviously must be finding something because it's growing. I want to make the world a better place. And it is nice. It would be nice, to be part of that, to be part of something that grows in a loving direction, that grows in a loving way, that grows in the direction of love to make the world better for all living beings. And it's nice to be involved with something like this, with a project, a larger project where other people are involved in it. For example, like making a movie, that has a positive message, not the corporate Hollywood message, but a positive message to teach love and kindness. That would be nice. I wrote a whole movie, but I don't know how to find anyone to help me with that. I have no idea. The message also to the world that we are all equally precious, that when we get older, we're still precious. The men, when they get into their middle ages, they're usually still respected and loved. They even say the man in his prime or something. My dentist was a year older than me. He's proud of this. He's proud to say I'm 54. Good. The best man's age or something. But the woman at 54 or 53, like in my case, no, that's not respected. That is not. They're ignored. They're like, no one wants that. There's only a tiny amount of men who like older women, like older than 50. So tiny amount of men who like that. And yeah, yeah. That wouldn't flatter me very much. A man who's already like he has already a kink for that. That would not flatter me very much. That's like it's very depressing. So, but a man who is honestly interested in a real commitment, in a real friendship that also involves the physical and also involves the inevitability of sexuality, that is awesome. That's really nice. A real friendship, not a vain thing, not a kink thing, and not a thing that's based on physicalities, of course, but where it starts as a friendship and a real respect and a real love. And then something amazing grows out of it, and then we get to love that whole person with her wrinkles and with her specific character, with her humor, and really love that other being. And that's also what my script is about, this learning to appreciate someone, particularly in this case, a woman. All people in general are not looked at all anymore, but in particular, women suffer from this, and that's monstrous for those women. Hillary Clinton talked about this. She said she wanted to do something about this because there's an epidemic of white middle-aged women who are committing suicide. And I know why, because of the way that feels when most of them never been very pretty to begin with, and then when they get old, they feel like now every chance has gone. There's no one is looking at them anymore. They can't find that intimate relationship, to lean on someone, to be feeling like I am loved and protected, and there's someone who likes to touch me, So that fades away farther and farther away the older a woman gets. And it's very painful, very, very painful. Some women, they are already in a relationship, have been for a long time, like in my case. I am married, but it's not a romantic relationship and hasn't been for a long time. And it is very, very painful to be alone in that way, you know, alone in this, where we feel like, you know, we're not desired anymore, we're not in demand anymore, you know, we're ignored. And then all that childhood pain comes up from the past, where we weren't really loved as a baby. The mother was too busy with other things. She was too busy with her own egoic needs and with her vanity and all of this. And that has caused many people from my generation to either get into drug abuse or suicide. So I know of many. And it's very, very infinitely sad, particularly back in the punk movement, where a lot of indigos are and a lot of light workers, the people who question society, the outsiders. A lot of those, because they see this, they're sensitive, and they're too sensitive to exist. So I know how that feels. I've had 2 suicide attempts. So I know how that feels. It could have been me too. I could have ended that way. So I can still end that way. So it's all, nothing is written in concrete. So, but I bring this up because, you know, love is not sexual infatuation. Love is not, oh, I prefer to love the 20-year-old over the 50-year-old. That's not love. That is not love. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but it is not love. Don't call it love. Love is giving a thirsty dog water to drink. That's love. Love is like, you know, that very deeply touching Jameson whiskey commercial from the Oriental filmmaker lady, I forgot her name, with Willem Dafoe playing the robot and an old lady. He was making love to an old lady. And she finally said to him, "Yeah, I can. I know I'm not, it's not like it used to be." And then the next day she died. And he kept on making her the fish dinners. It was extremely gripping, that film. Like, that was so well done. A short film, independent short film. Amazing, amazing film. I'll never forget that film. And I made a video about this. That was a couple of years ago. And some hater saw this video when I explained this film and how we, you know, how older people, they deserve love too, you know, and how this is love, you know, even though it's a robot, but it portrays this kind of love. The robot looking like he's like 45 and the lady's 80, and she still deserves that love, you know. It's like, Pepper Dog, yes, come here. I have a putty for you. There's the Pepper Dog. Pepper Dog, yes, all right. He doesn't like putty. So I made a video about this a while back, and I said, this is, yes. What? Oh, pasta with spaghetti sauce. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna upload this video. This is chaotic. Yes, I'm making a video. It's chaos. Chaos with ADHD and much chaos in the room. So, but it's all love chaos. And so in that sense, it's all good. So, but anyway, I made that video, and the hater saw it, and hater got real mad at that love message. So my suspicion is, and the hater had to insult me, insult my looks. And I said, you can always watch Holly Madison instead. So, and then he didn't write back. So, and it's such an innocent message, but the hater, it was obviously freaking that hater out, that message, or he would not have felt the compelling need to insult me. Because when people insult someone, it's because there's hurt underneath. The person feels threatened, even threatened. So the hater feels threatened by that message. Why is that? Because message of love, message of real love, huh? not the not the egoic need, not the sexual need, not the self gratification, the real love. You really love that older lady, really love her. I really love you like my dog. That love, that is real love. And so this real love, I even had tears in that video. And the guy got real freaking mad. And the reason why is because he has never received that love. So someone else talking about that real love that every cell of his body is craving, and he's never had it, and he already learned that the world isn't about the real love. He's never experienced it, never known about it, never known that this could happen, actually. That's how serious it is. That's how destroyed some people are. It's extremely sad. So naturally they cannot accept that. It hurts too much. It hurts too much that that is actually also a reality. That real love that can happen. That hurts too much because it hasn't happened to them. Never. It never has. It was always about bullying or being bullied. You don't want to be on the receiving end, so you're being the bully. When you can be the Satanist, you have this feeling, I can never be hurt now. Or you go into the Navy, or you go into military, or police department, and the feeling comes up, I can never be hurt. I talked to Paul about this last night because he has known a lot of people who were in the police department and police academy, and who had a kind of combat type of training. And he himself had to take some classes because he worked at Bella Patrol for many years, guarding Steven Spielberg's house and and he found out that Steven Spielberg is a jerk. Yes, it's too bad. But yeah, so people aren't always what they are portrayed as. In particular, not the people who are kind-hearted. They are portrayed as the total villains. And the villains are portrayed as great and grand. Yes, that's the reality of things, unfortunately. But not all of the celebrities were mean. Some of them were good. So Frank Sinatra, he had an open house with with a large beer dispenser and a coffee dispenser. So he could afford it. And there was one celebrity, I forgot the name, whom he had known through television, and who he was guarding his house, and the guy came out and he went for walks with Paul, and he told Paul all kinds of things about his life and about his thoughts, and they had good discussions. And that's really nice. That's friendship. That's love. When there's no personal need involved from either side. A lot of celebrities shy away from non-celebrities because a lot of non-celebrities want them for the wrong reasons. They want to be with them to aggrandize themselves, to lift themselves up on a pedestal. They think they can hide, they can hitchhike with those people. That's what they think. And so the celebrities, being sensitive beings as well, like we all are, they see this. They see that right away. And they shy away from that. They don't want anything to do with it, naturally, understandably. So who wants to be liked just because the other person likes you for with some ulterior motive, some agenda behind it? So yeah, it's not cool. No, we all, celebrity or non-celebrity, we all are living sentient beings, and we want love for love purposes, not for, oh, he's rich, oh, he's wealthy, oh, he's famous, oh, I can hitchhike, oh, oh, I can, whatever they're thinking. I don't even want to repeat it. That's awful. That's why for example, I understand why they don't even want to marry a woman anymore. So because often the woman ruins their whole lives financially and takes everything. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful, horrific. Yeah, that's how it is. And men do it to women. So people are corrupt. Humans are corrupt. Very few kind-hearted people. And the way you test someone for kind-heartedness, so you develop an ethics test. Elon Musk, I want him to do this. You need to develop an ethics test before you let anyone into your life, into your company or house or whatever. Do an ethics test. Could be a toilet cleaner person or an engineer. I don't care. Do an ethics test with them. And the ethics test has to be designed in a way to test people whether they would rescue a dog from a busy street. That's my number one question. And other similar tests, like similar questions. And then you have to reword the questions, the same questions in a different wording. And you have to repeat it, and you have to do some trap questions to see whether they fall into the ego trap. Those, yeah, we can develop that together, you know. I need to develop that together with some super brains. We need to develop tests like that, okay? And then every employee who is, is coming to you and wants to get a position, they have to fill out that test first. Okay, so some people, they get screened out right away, and then the rest you can interview. It saves you a lot of time. I was in a chat room, there was a fundamentalist lady who said dogs don't go to heaven, and she called it the kingdom of God. And it's like, when I even hear these kind of words, I don't even know why this lady is even in that chat room. And it's just, when I see something like this, I get so incredibly angry and irritated. I can't. I'm not willing to deal with this anymore. To dabble with that. No, makes me so incredibly mad. I'm not a god. I have feelings too, you know, when I see someone who acts cold out of their religion, whether it's a Muslim or a Christian, I don't care. I block these people. I can't stand it. No, sorry. No, if they want to talk to me in a serious way, if they really want to find out how I think and all of this, then I'm willing to talk to them. But only if they are really serious, and if they are kind, and if they open their heart and mind and their amygdala. Okay, then I'm willing to talk to them. Otherwise, it's heartbreaking for me, and I don't wanna. I don't wanna see those comments, cold-hearted comments. I really don't. I talked to these people for a while, to the trolleys and the fundamentalists and all of this, the hater type of people, the cold people. I talked to them for a while up to a certain point, and then I see this is gonna. They're not receptive, okay, and they are just trying to propagate their agenda, their religious agenda, and the ego is part of that religious agenda. That's their identity. That's what they're promoting. It's not love. So I turn it off then at that point. And it has no sense. It's just an endless struggle, you know. But what I like about chat rooms is that they are Fox chat room is just like the CNN chat room. They are they are fairly tolerant. They're fairly tolerant of very many different views and opinions and things. And they should, that's good. You know, they just should not allow violent propagation of anything violent. Violence should not be tolerated. Instigating riot and causing hate and war and all of this, that should not be tolerated. Alex Jones he's a bit in that going in that direction of, you know, with any kind of conspiracy theorist has that tendency to make people angry at a group or a person, and that's not good at all. It's shoots backwards, not going the right direction. But they still should have the right to express themselves. But where it ends is when a person actually asks other people to do violent acts, like Charles Manson has done. That's what he has done with his followers. He has asked his followers to hurt people physically. That's violence. That's not acceptable. That's no longer freedom of expression. That's not practicing really freedom of expression. That's practicing violence. Okay, and that's where it has to end. That's where it ends. Alex Jones has not done that. Okay? He has not asked people to hurt anyone, and never would. So, in that sense, he has the right to his freedom of speech, and he should get it back from all the media, from all the social media websites. And I petitioned for him. I signed the petition. There's a petition to sign to stop the censorship, you know, to bring Alex back and other people. And yeah, it's like what Glenn Beck said. Who is going to be next? Is it him? Yeah. So, and that's not okay. Glenn Beck has the right to freedom of speech. He hasn't, or he has also not instigated a riot. It's not cool, super cool what he has to say. But I don't agree with most of it, that he says, maybe with very few things. But he has the right to freedom of speech, and I think he has a good heart too. He's lopsidedly informed and biased his whole life. He's a Mormon and all, but I think he has a kind heart, and so has Alex Jones. So, and Howard Stern too has a real good heart. And they even tried to censor Howard Stern. That went on for a while. That was years back. That made me real sad and scared when I saw that. That's really awful. And Howard Stern is a liberal, you know, he's on the side of clean energy, and that's why they try to stop him. Uh, and they always try to use something that they know that the public will agree to. So they'll always use something with which they can bait the public to go against these people and vote against these people, like whether it's Monica Lewinsky or Stormy Daniels, or in case of Howard Stern, they wanted to use his, you know, his outrageous questions to people, and they wanted to turn that into a scandal, and that, you know, how can he ask these questions? He can ask these questions that he asks. He can be rude, he can be disrespectful, he can be naughty, uh, as much as he wants to, as long as he does not promote violence, and he never would promote violence. And that's really the key. But you know, the market psychologists, the corporate agenda, they'll try to find something in someone where they think they can get the public on board with. So that's what they're doing with Alex Jones. That's what they're doing with Donald Trump. And in case of Alex Jones has been used now as a scapegoat to get the ratings for Donald Trump down. So that's what this whole thing is about.